Somehow or other, I've got to transition to something that's really serious.
No, you should stay on this subject.
No, I'm not going to do that. Listen to this. A group of Republican attorneys general issued a letter to some of the nation's largest companies. They're warning them, hey, don't use race-based preferences in hiring and promotions. Patrick Morrisey is the Attorney General of the state of West Virginia and joins me now. Your Honor, do you want to just wipe out and end affirmative action completely?
I think race-based quotas are despicable, and I think the court sent a very clear message that they shouldn't be used for college admissions, and I also think that applies to all of the employers across the country. If you're going to go after discrimination, then you need to be blind to how you treat people from a race-based perspective, and we wanted to send that message out to everyone because I think that's the protection afforded under the Constitution, afforded under our civil rights laws, and that's why we wrote.
How do you actually do it? I can see how you can get rid of affirmative action, but if it's a political policy in a government department, something like that, I mean, get rid of it there. But in a private enterprise, how do you stop private enterprise from race-based preferences?
Well, I think people still have to look at the civil rights laws, and the civil rights laws make it clear that you can't discriminate on the basis of a number of key factors. You can't discriminate on the basis of religion. You can't discriminate on the basis of age. Okay. You can't discriminate on the basis of race. And we are seeing an evolution of the court cases suggesting that that title, the civil rights laws, is going to be applied really as broadly as the Equal Protection Clause, which means private companies need to pay very close attention and not use racial quotas as well.
Mr. Attorney General, I can see a slew of lawsuits coming. Can you?
Well, look, I don't think it has to be that way. I think that people need to look, and we can understand why people are trying to make amends and lift people up. But I think that if the focus is on helping people who are less fortunate, maybe people who are really poor, had a very, very difficult upbringing, that's a different situation than focusing on race. And that's part of the message we're trying to send. This is not targeting people who are less fortunate. Quite frankly, it's trying to lift everyone who's less fortunate up, but it just shouldn't be done on the basis of race. When does this end if this focus on racial quotas goes on forever? And it has been going on for a long, long time.
Yes, it has. Patrick Morrisey, Attorney General in West Virginia. Sir, thank you very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it, always. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much.
There's one company in India